There are a few Biden surrogates. There are a few Biden surrogates who are attempting to defend the president's debate performance, although not all of them, I think, have the same motivation in doing it. But we want to start with one of the most prominent, one of the names that is being thrown around as a potential replacement if it comes to that, and that is Gavin Newsom. Here's what he had to say.
There is panic that has set in among people who have watched this debate, who are Democrats, people who are strategists, and some even inside Democratic campaigns. Yeah. Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful, and I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in and got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we've got to have the back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance. What kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs. That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The only thing the last 3 Republican presidents have in common is recessions. Democrats deliver. This president has delivered. We need to deliver for him at this moment. With all due respect, the more time we start having these conversations, go down these rabbit holes, it's unhelpful to our democracy, our fate and future of this country, the world. They need us right now to step up, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
That's what he intends to do. We'll get to what he intends to do. I agree with some of what he said. He cited some of the facts about like the 15 million jobs. I like that. Biden sort of mentioned that. He said 15,000 during the debate, but he meant 15 million. Some of that's true, even though, as Donald Trump reminded us, they're bounce back jobs and they don't count. You don't get to count those. Some of that is good, but the idea that like it's not helpful, we don't question based on one performance. Look, I honestly do not. I don't think we're being childish, and I don't think we're being reactionary. I don't think that it's just one performance. I think it is an indication of his ability to prosecute this campaign and to take the opportunities that are presented and to reassure people that his long perceived weaknesses are not actually weaknesses. I don't think this is random. I wish that I thought it was just a randomly bad performance. I don't think that it is. I don't think that he thinks that it is. I think that he thinks that what he is saying is what he's supposed to say as his surrogate right now. And if the situation changes, then I think that his role in this thing will change.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
But what do you think?
Gav 24, Newsom and Whitmer 2024. I got Pritzker out. If we need a reliever from left, like let's that statement from Gavin Newsom was like this. I've been watching a lot of rom-coms lately. It's that scene in the rom-com where like we, the audience, the viewers, we're like the girl whose husband just isn't really there for her. And he's the guy that shows up and has this heart-to-heart, this steamy heartthrob bombshell of a man. And he's like, listen, you gotta stay with him because you made a commitment. And I know that it might look like there's someone right in front of you that you might be better off with and happier with, and you just want to go, lie down in the Getty Villa and get like nasty naked with, like I did with Kim Guilfoyle back in the day. I know how to treat a lady. Anyways, you should stay with him. And then the next scene, she's just on top of him, rolling around on the carpet, doing nasty stuff. That was that. And like Gavin Newsom is such an excellent tactician at this kind of stuff. And he's totally effable and affable and a little slimy, but dangerous, like a bad boy. I quote Eugene Merman, like women like danger. They'd date a fire if they could. Like that is it. Like that he just is right there. He puts at the end of his statement defending Biden fiercely. He says, and we've all got to step up. And that's what I intend to do. Dingy ding.
Yeah. Bing. By the way, look, I will only speak for myself. Coming out of that, I'm not sure about a number of your thoughts about Gavin Newsom, but someone in the chat was like, you guys were criticizing him, now you're supporting him. No, I'm not. I'm saying that he wants to be the nominee. That doesn't mean I want him to be the nominee.
Why not?
Yeah,
what don't you like about Gavin Newsom? The way that he like made it so that the state makes insulin for people? The way that his tax code, the reason it's in deficit is because it's reliant on taxing like super duper wealthy people on capital gains tax. Is that what you don't like about Gavin Newsom?
Brett, like you're responding to me as if I am a person who is incapable of giving him credit where credit is due. And I do not believe that that is who I am. I don't dislike him because he's the devil who reigns in hell. I don't like him in comparison to some other options. I find him to be Not trustworthy on a number of issues. I feel like some of the things he's done since he got in are great, and some of the things he campaigned on he hasn't done or even tried to do. No,
he's hot, John.
He's
true. A hottie patati. No,
so anyway,
I'm with you. I'm basically saying that, like, of the options, there's a lot of people who would really like Gavin Newsom. There's a lot of people who would like Pritzker. Like, those are the people that I know for very different, very important reasons. But we just need one fling with someone who can put a little life back in the relationship.
You have been watching way too many rom-coms.
They're all Hallmark movies.
Can we get Billy Crystal as
I just
the nominee?
wrote Aloha with Love.
Anyway.
Watch Aloha with Love last night on the Hallmark Network.
Let's turn now from Gavin Newsom to the man whose opinion I think we've all been waiting to hear on this. And that would, of course, be John Fetterman, who says, I refuse to join the Democratic vultures on Biden's shoulder after the debate. No one knows more than me that a rough debate is not the sum total of the person and their record, which, absent who he is, was a fine comment to make. But if, like, you're trying to compare yourself, so now our option is maybe he bounces back from the debate performance, but he turns in an even harder right direction. That's not good. We don't want that. He goes on to say, chill the F out. No, again, I do not understand the opposition to having a conversation about bringing someone in who will be better prepared to lead, better prepared to debate, who will not be, for better or worse, tied to the perceived failings of the last 4 years, the inflation, the crime, or the border, or whatever. Plenty of these Democratic governors won't be as tied to that. I asked this question over and over, and I have never gotten an answer. Why does it have to be Biden? He was president. Replacing him does not mean everything he did was bad. He was a total failure. It doesn't mean any of that. He doesn't have to be the nominee. And I don't understand the desperate need to hold the guy who is trailing, to hold the guy who can't debate Donald Trump. I just don't understand it. That's not me being fatalistic. That's me being optimistic that we have plenty of choices. And by the way, not choices that I would make if it were up to me. We haven't mentioned one strong progressive because I know that's not going to happen. It's not going to be Bernie. It's not going to be AOC. It's not even going to be Katie Porter. It's not going to be any of those people, and I'm not pushing for that. I mean, I jokingly tweeted Bernie 2024, but I don't believe that's going to happen. The replacements that we're talking about are generally totally centrist, maybe slightly more left than Biden on some issues, blue state governors, and maybe a senator or two. That's all. This is not pie in the sky. This isn't opportunism. This isn't what I want to happen fundamentally. But I do think that it's better. It's better for America. It's better for the future of the Supreme Court. It's better for the Democratic Party. And if you disagree, feel free to articulate an argument for why you disagree. But just being enraged and assuming that we have some sort of obligation to lie to our audience, that's just not how we do this thing. And it cuts both ways, by the way. We had plenty of people who stopped watching the show or stopped watching the network generally in the wake of our decision to, after Bernie lost the primary in 2016, to tell people, no, it is not in fact better that Donald Trump wins. That's madness. And we've been proven right 1,000 times over on that. We wouldn't lie to you there to maintain every single viewer that we can. And I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna tell you what I honestly believe. And if you don't agree with me, then that's fine. We can disagree with that. But I have never been willing to compromise what passes for my integrity or whatever to maintain an audience. And if that means that the show is always gonna be kind of fringe and it's never gonna be super mainstream or whatever, that's fine. I understand that distinction. And I'm comfortable with that, whether you are or not. But anyway, Nancy Pelosi also said that we should not change horses midstream or something. I don't know if anybody cares about that. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.